Good day, folks. Cody here from Washington CounterTops, trying to give a 101 on natural stone, how it gets from the quarry to your kitchen countertop. Hopefully this will provide some context as to why it cost what it cost and perhaps a deeper appreciation of how it got to you. Thanks for your time, and I look forward to explaining this to you. Step one is finding a quarry that has the natural stones that the consumer wants. So there's a worldwide search for quarries that contain certain mineral characteristics and certain ratios that were created over millions of years. So you have to find a quarry that you can blast, which means strip mining. We'll get into that in the next thing. But basically, you need to find a quarry, purchase this massive parcel of land, and be able to navigate gigantic pieces of equipment and huge blocks of natural stone. All of these rock faces that you see are cleavage sites for where these big stones come from. Now that they've found a quarry site and gone through all the required permitting and safety requirements to do what you see in that top left corner, those explosions, they do strip blasting, or I believe it's also known as strip mining, to separate the wheat from the chaff, or in this case, like the topsoil from the marble and or granite or natural stone of your choice. So this will allow the cubing of countertops. You'll see that in the next slab, or next slide. Slab, you get it. All right, step number 3. So these cleaved sections of natural stone, when I see cleaved, you can see in the top picture, they're making hard, unnatural 90-degree angles. So that is done with the cleaving machines or gigantic wet saws that cut through the earth like a big cross section. Then they're sorted into cubes by size and quality using these gigantic cranes and front end loaders. And when I say they're sorted by size, it has to be a size that is feasible to move, that is, possible to get onto a shipping container, possible at some point to get onto an oversized truck. So they may be able to get larger yields out of them, but they're restricted by the equipment downstream that can handle it. All right, step number 4. After this rough sorting mentioned in the previous slide, the slabs are measured and moved to different sections of the yard based on, again, quality and usability. Some of these slabs will be broken into peanut brittle and they will be unusable. You see here the top left slide photo, gentleman is sizing the slab to ensure that it is not too big to fit on a freighter or a tractor trailer. All right, folks, I get to use a $10 word here. I'm going to let Google do it for me.
Anisotropic.
Anisotropic. Having a physical property that has a different value and it is measured in different directions. An example is wood, which is stronger along the grain than across it. Same applies to these slabs. So 2 examples I can think of is, if you see the bottom left, there's something called a flurry cut, where it's cutting along a horizontal plane, at least relative to how the rock is laying. Flurry cuts are typically used for slate, and they come off in smaller pieces, which is the desired format. And then vein cuts are going to be the majority of your countertops. That has the most dimensional stability, compressive strength, resistance to heat shock, just temperature shock in general. So that is what hold on, let's do it again. Anisotropic rock is all about. All right, on to step 6. After the slab orientation is determined, whether it's going across the grain or horizontal plane or vertical plane, these massive stones are cut into more manageable sizes to ship via cargo ship to the United States. Most of these stones that you're going to interact with for your average, the aesthetic of the current market, We'll have these stones from Italy, Brazil, and India. There are some other places, but those are the places where the majority of it comes from. Natural stone from the U.S. is soapstone from Arizona and Utah. That's not to say there can't be pockets of it elsewhere, but that's where current production has found these products. Step number 7. In order to actually move these slabs, or the blocks too, the yards require special hydraulic vacuum suction lifting cranes. It's a mouthful. It's what you would imagine. It's like these massive, like octopus suction cups with vacuums and hydraulic systems making sure that they don't drop anything to ensure the safe loading onto these cargo ships. And these expensive, complex systems are needed at all steps along the journey. They're needed to load it onto the truck, to get it to port. They're needed to get it onto the ship, then off again, then to the slab yard. But these are the things that contribute to the overall cost of, I guess, my driving point. All right, step 8, these slabs are loaded onto a local tractor trailer using those suction cranes that I had mentioned before. And then they're sent off via shipping freighter to its overseas voyage to America in this instance. Take note of how the stones are transported upright once they've been cut down from those cube formats. This helps keeping them stored in right now it's being hoisted in a laid down position. Once it gets onto the ship, it's going to be loaded onto an A-frame. So they'll be standing up safely with padding, some degree of shock absorption between them. So this helps reduce fracturing and transport, and also allows them to meet weight restrictions, which are a real thing in all cases, be it a boat or a tractor trailer. Now that your countertop has come all the way from Italy, your countertop has to be cleared by U.S. Customs. This sometimes takes much longer than you would imagine. It's just a reality. Your countertops are then loaded off of the ocean liner and sent to an appropriate local stone yard, so someplace in New Jersey, or New York or Pennsylvania, depending on your location. We have stone yards in the entire tri-state area. Step 10. Stone arrives at one of our local slab yards. It is yet again unloaded using that vacuum crane, and then it is inventoried, which is a daunting task. So all of the stones are sorted and measured to the exact centimeter. They must be at least 3 centimeters to be installed as a countertop. So that's what they're doing there. That's what that gentleman's hand is doing right underneath the text. Step number 11. Once at the local yard, the specialty slabs are pulled from the rest for special projects such as book matching and slip matching, showed here. I wrote slip match, I meant slip matching. So I just realized slipped match is where my big head is. But I think you get the idea. It's like a continuation of the grains from one panel to another. Whereas book matching kind of look like those Rorschach tests where the two styles are inverted upon each other. And that is often the design. If you have a specialty project and your budget allows for it, book matching is typically the desired format. So those are the two. I hope that explains it. Step number 12, and this one takes quite a bit of time. All the slabs and their inherent unique features are uploaded via software. This assists the slab yard in matching the most efficient sized countertop stone to your countertop template. So every stone is photographed. A high resolution digital image is uploaded for our perusal, yours as well, mine as well as you, me as well as you. And it's also sized, so we know precisely how wide it is by how long it is. So that will be of great use when we have the template of your home to overlay it onto the most size efficient slab to use, because there will always be waste. There's no way around it, but we want to minimize that waste however possible. Doing this assists in that. Step 13. After you've reviewed your estimate, a templater will come to your home and create exacting schematics, the exact size that your countertop will be cut to. This will be given to you, and this is your final and formal price. The variables that go into calculating this price are the slab size relative to the size of your project. Do we need additional slabs? Like, do we need to cut into an additional slab to create a portion of your project? Do you have a unique layout or design request, like you want to do book matching or slip matching? All of those factors will go into the final price. This is where you get that final price. So an estimate is just an estimate when it comes to countertops. They can be as much as 25 to 30% plus or minus, because again, it's all based on your size and then a calculated overlay onto the stone itself using the most efficient one possible. All right, step 14, starting to become less boring. After looking at the samples at our showroom, of which we'll have decent size but not slab size samples, that will give you a general idea of the style, color, and veining characteristics throughout it, and the templating is done, you're welcome to head to one of our stone yards and select the actual stone that you'll be using. So that stone will be tagged and saved for you. Now, if you recall a few slides ago, we had discussed templating. This is where the templating is actually used. So that data is uploaded into software, and these articulating wet saws carve out precisely the sizes that are input into it to make your custom countertops. So that's the process that goes into polishing it and honing it and cutting it and making it ready for your home. Step number 16. For roughly the 8th and final time, this stone is moved yet again, all the way from Italy to the shipping company, to the boat, to the shipping company again, to the yard, to the fabricator, to your house. So that stone's done some heavy lifting, no pun intended, or pun intended, to get to your home. So it arrives on purpose-built trucks with A-frames, ratchet strapped down to reduce movement, and then it's ready for your, at this point, it's ready for your installation. It has been cut to size, and we're going to get your countertopping. Step 17, it's the last step. There should be a step 18, enjoy your countertops, but I'm sure you'll figure out how to enjoy your countertops just fine. So our installation team will arrive. We will install those new countertops that have been custom fabricated, cut, and honed to your precise specifications. And it's a pretty short process. It's a single-day event, unless you have a massive kitchen. If you have an average-sized kitchen, it's a single-day event. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time to hear me discuss natural stone and its travels to your home. Hopefully, again, this gives some scope and context as to what's all involved in getting it from the quarry to your countertop. Thank you so much. Cody from Washington Flooring, signing off.